Hey, it's Ben here from Performer Magazine, this time behind the camera, thankfully. We get asked probably once or twice a week what sort of equipment we use to listen to artist submissions that we get. We get tons of CDs, vinyl, tapes, lots of digital downloads and streams, and it comes up a lot, and I don't think we've ever addressed it. I'm not sure why bands are so curious to know what we're listening to their music on, but I guess it's a valid question. So let's take a look here. Let's zoom in. For our main speakers, we have these Axiom M3s. That's too much zoom. We actually reviewed these about 4 or 5 years ago. These are amazing bookshelf speakers. I believe that's a 5 or 6 inch woofer and a 1 inch silk dome tweeter on those. Axiom is out of Canada, I believe, and these are really well priced, really affordable stuff. There's Eddie. Hi, Eddie. These aren't the exact ones we reviewed, but when our old paradigms died, we installed these in the office and we've been super happy with them. There's me in the reflection. As far as headphones go, we have a couple sets of cans. For closed back listening, if there's people buzzing around the office, I usually will listen on Audio-Technica Axiom M3s, I believe they are. Boy, that's a mouthful. But when no one's around and it's quiet and I don't care if there's sound, I'll either listen to the speakers or these Grado SR225s. I also have Grado SR80s, but these are open back, so you will hear some noise bleed through, but they're great headphones. Everything out of Grado is great. Should be called Grado. See? So this is our turntable. If you are sending us vinyl, please do. We continue to listen to records every day. This is our Music Hall MMF-5. Very similar to any like Pro-Ject decks. I believe that's how you say it, because they put a little dash in the middle there. In fact, this has a Pro-Ject arm, if we can zoom in there. Our cartridge is, in case you're wondering, a Shure M97xE, if I can get that to focus. Maybe not. And the needle we've replaced a couple times just because we listen a lot. So the needle replacement, if you have one of these, and it's a great budget cart, I believe is the N97. You can find it on Amazon or Jerry Raskin's Needle Doctor and whatnot, all those good sites. Let's sit on the floor and see what we've got for other gear. If you send us CDs, we've got this great Cambridge Audio CD player, the D500 SE, which I don't believe is in production anymore, but still a great unit nonetheless. My instincts tell me this has Sony guts, but I've never taken the chassis apart to check. Regardless, it's a great CD player, so rest assured your tracks will sound great. There's me in the reflection again. This is our receiver. It's a Harman Kardon 430 twin powered stereo solid state receiver. No tubes in here, none of that nonsense, but it's still pretty warm sounding regardless, even if we don't have a $1 million Macintosh tube setup. But this, I believe, is from 1976. I could be wrong about that. I have the manual sitting around here somewhere. I'm sure it has a copyright date on it. Can't be bothered to look. We've only had this serviced once because it really doesn't need it. Thing's built like a tank. Stays aligned for decades. No real maintenance needed. We replaced the light bulbs in it. That's really about the extent of the maintenance. We've had service techs check it out, and it's a-okay. So rest assured, again, your tunes are sounding good. We'll go down here. This is a Pioneer EQ, which is actually not connected to anything. It is engaged. You can see the green LEDs maybe. If I do a wacky zoom, whoa, there's the green LEDs. So you can see the rock and roll smile was set up without my approval in an old office. We're no longer in that room anymore. We're in a different physical space than we were, or I should say I was, about 5 or 6 years ago when the EQ was originally hooked up, but I kept it for, sentimental value, I guess. It's not hooked up, doesn't really need it in this particular room because everything sounds pretty nice and even. If you send us a tape, please do. This is the Nakamichi CR1A. Now, if you know anything about tape decks, Nakamichi is an amazing brand, although this was kind of their entry-level model. As it were, their entry-level model was pretty much better than every other model on the market at the time. I'm assuming this is probably 25 to 30 years old, but again, we've had it serviced. It's in great shape, these Nakamichi decks. If you can find them, because people snag them pretty quickly online, well worth the investment. An amazing sounding cassette deck. Tapes can sound good. Don't let anyone fool you. And this is certainly the proof of that. So, tape deck, EQ not on. Old stereo receiver still working like a champ. More modern CD player. Will continue to work like a champ, hopefully for many years to come. Let's stand up. Music hall, deck, Axiom speaker, Grado Audio-Technica headphones, although the ATs are in the drawer right now. So that's it. Here's a look at what we listen to your music on, and hopefully you keep sending it. I'll post the link below to our review submission guidelines, and we look forward to seeing your stuff. Thanks.